Hello. Every once in a while, I'm gonna try to take a break from my modern comic book reviews and do like a retro comic book review of an older book. Sometimes it'll be Silver Age, Bronze Age, or in Golden Age. In this example, it's a Golden Age book, the very first appearance of the Flash. Not Barry Allen, the Flash that everybody's familiar with in the TV show, but Jay Garrett, who was also in the Flash TV show, just not as a main character. Um, Jay is the original character to have the Flash mantle to carry on that legacy. And he was the Flash for almost probably a good 10, 20 years before Barry Allen was even written into the comics. There's a classic costume with the helmet and the T-shirt with the lightning bolt. Very basic, very retro kind of look. Simplified. Um, this book is it's a really important book to the DC universe and into the legacy of the character, but it's actually not all that great of a story. Golden Age books Golden Age books were they're like the pioneers of the industry. So sometimes you get these books that are just not very well formatted or set up, or the art is okay. It's not the best art that the Golden Age books had to offer, but it's not horrible. It's about kind of average for a Golden Age book, for what I can tell, because I have read quite a few Golden Age books. Um, the story it's okay. Like the dialogue, the dialogue is decent, but it's the story itself that's just not that well done. As you can see, like the comic books back in these days had a lot of word bubbles, like a lot. Like there's a lot more. You got a lot more story for your buck. These things are only priced at 10 cents, and you got like sometimes a 64-page book that was full of word bubbles. Um, but yeah, basically it's a simple story. The Flash gets his powers from a scientist in it, at his university he works at, and the girl that he's trying to date is her husband. I mean her dad is like a general or something. He's caught by some gangsters who want him to give up some kind of like code so they can steal something. I don't really remember the exact story, even though I just read it a couple days ago. But basically, the Flash has to intervene, and that's the main problem with this issue. Is that everything is too easy for the Flash. He just runs around and beats them so easily, so fast. He's basically like toying with them most of the issue, and that was the main problem with the issue. Is there's not much conflict. There's not any stake in this book. You're like, oh, he can just like run out, catch the bullet. Oh, he can just. There's a part where the villain turns on like electricity to shock him on the ground. He just runs out of the room so he doesn't get hit. It's like it wasn't all that exciting as a story. Dialogue is fine. The art's fine. That was the main thing for me, was that the plot was a little weird. It was a little. I mean, that might just be lost in translation, but overall, it's just an okay book. It's probably about 1 for me.